How many of you have seen the film Inception before? Good show of hands. That's one of my favorite films. This is one of my favorite quotes from the movie, and something that I like about this film is how it portrays dreaming and how dreaming affects us in waking life. The things that we experience in our dreams, how they change the way that we see things and the way that we think. I'm really interested in this topic, dreaming and dream analysis and the meanings behind dreams. So I've done a lot of research, including the research that I did for this presentation. So my specific purpose today is to explain how dreams affect the condition of our mental health on a daily basis. And I'm going to go through some negative effects and some positive effects, and then bring it to a conclusion at the end. Okay, so first let's talk about some dream need to knows. What should we know about dreams first? First thing, REM, rapid eye movement. This is when basically your eyes are moving back and forth very quickly, different directions underneath your eyelids as you sleep. And this is the stage of sleep in which the dreaming takes place, and it's also the stage in which your dreams are most vivid. And your dreams are most vivid toward the end of your sleep cycle, so right before you wake up. In dreams, there's no perception of time. There are no clocks or anything, and they don't tell the right time. Your time is easy to bend and manipulate. You also cannot read or do anything of that nature in your dreams. I don't know if you ever noticed that. Also, you dream every night, an average of 4 dreams a night. And that probably sounds crazy because 60% of you don't actually know that you dreamt the night before, which is really, it's quite an impressive statistic, because that means that most people don't remember their dreams and don't even know that they're dreaming. In our dreams, we only see the faces of people we know or have seen before. So when you're dreaming, you're not going to imagine a face you've never seen, because your mind can't create the faces. It may be a total stranger that you met on the street yesterday, or that you just happened to glance at and see. But that face will be the one that you see in your dreams, and it will never be someone who you make up. So now that we talked about some pretty common things that you should know about dreaming, let's talk about the negative effects. I'm kind of a bad news first type of guy, so I'd rather get the negative over with and then talk about the positive. Negative effects. Simon Andrus has done extensive research on dreaming and published a few articles on lifehack.org. And he talks about a condition called sleep paralysis, which is basically when the dreamer experiences nightmares because they are essentially paralyzed during sleep. They can't move, they can't make verbal recognition of anything, and this causes a lot of really frightening nightmares, which heightens the amygdala activity in our brains. And what the amygdala is basically the center of our brains which controls the fight or flight syndrome, so it connects to our adrenaline. And because of this heightened activity, this produces feelings of fear, terror, and anxiety that can last with you from the time you wake until well into the week, or maybe even into the next month if you don't monitor it closely. There was a study done at Columbia University which linked depression and hopelessness directly to dreaming. And this was really interesting because they found that a lot of times when we dream, because dreams tend to be negative, feelings of depression and hopelessness are left over after dreaming. Most of them are negative, most of them don't end very well, and a lot of times bad things happen. That's why in dreaming, death, depression, and loss are common themes. And this produces feelings of anger and sadness, which obviously have an effect on your waking life. Professor Mary Bartek at Bryn Mawr College was doing research on soldiers coming out of battle, and she discovered that their PTSD or PTSS is directly linked to their dreams. In most cases, they would have dreams about their traumatic experiences in war, and this would relate to their PTSD and cause them to feel heightened emotions of stress and trauma and anxiety. So, now that we've got that over with, let's talk about positive effects, because there are a lot of them. Simon Andrus of lifehack.org explains that dreams actually help us to heal. And heal, I mean emotionally and mentally. For instance, if you go through a traumatic experience, loss of a loved one, or some other traumatic life event, and you dream about this event, over time, it'll actually help you to heal mentally. You'll become more stable, because dreams help us to work through the past. It's kind of like a therapeutic way of going back and reviewing everything that happened and sorting it out and being able to get past that and move past your negative emotions. When you have the same recurring dream, such as nightmares, night after night, This helps you to experience less sadness and less anxiety every night. So even though it's feelings of depression that you are feeling within your dreams, the feelings of depression will actually decrease over time. So if you have a positive mindset and focus on the fact that your dreams are actually becoming better, well, then you can gain a lot of positive attitude about that rather than just thinking that dreams are negative and that you're going to be depressed all the time. Dreams also improve our self-esteem, and St. Luke's Medical Center of Chicago outlines this because dreams help us to solve problems. When we sleep, there are actually many cases of people going to bed totally stumped on a question or a problem, and then dreaming about it, and then the next morning they're able to think through the problem more coherently and solve it in a better way, and leads to solutions they never thought possible before. This helps us to learn something. When you go to sleep, you're able to learn new things, solve problems in new ways, and think about things in a way that you wouldn't before, which helps us to settle disturbance emotionally. If you dream about an event and you solve problems as well as learning and look past it therapeutically, this can settle much emotional disturbance that you're feeling. So in that sense, it's a very positive thing to dream. So now, probably my favorite aspect is that dreams inspire creativity. And this is seen through Simon Andrus once again in his article, because our minds are more active at night while we're dreaming, exponentially so. The part of your brain that you use during waking life is actually a fraction of that you use while you're dreaming. So as you're dreaming, you're learning new things and you're being inspired, and this is causing you to think about new ideas and new inventions that can have an effect on the world. For instance, Larry Page thought of the idea of Google in a dream. A double helix form of DNA from James Watson was dreamt up, as well as Dmitri Mendelev's periodic table of the elements, and many, many other things, the sewing machine, Tesla's current generator. They're all inspired by dreaming directly, and I think that's a really cool thing, to think that when you wake up after dreaming, you can be inspired to create something like that. So, in summary, the benefits of dreaming on our mental health far outweigh the drawbacks. I would say that Inception, though it's a fictional movie, I'd say it got it right, just because we're not aware of how much our dreams can affect our waking life in the way that we think exactly until after we do a lot of research on it. So, in conclusion, the benefits outweigh the drawbacks just because of the way, all in the way we see it and all in the way we perceive it. It's all about your attitude and what you make of it. Thank you very much.